Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a motorcycle racing TV show, Team Chicago Challenge. My email is teamdan45@gmail.com, and I love to hear from my audience. My website is teamchicago.tv, and it needs to be upgraded. So we're looking at 1999 again. We're in 2023, but I'm looking at some of the great racing. 99 was a great year for Team Chicago. The fifth race on the series, the WERA National Endurance Series, was Road Atlanta in July. So it was hot Atlanta. So let's see how Team Chicago does. We had one little problem running out of gas, but Steve made it to the pits. We got a penalty of 1 lap. And we made up for that penalty. We had a pretty good race at Road Atlanta. So let's check out the racing action, Road Atlanta with WERA, the WERA National Endurance Series. And don't forget my email, teamdan45@gmail.com.
Get into the 90s down here at Atlanta. So let's just see what happens, and I think we're going to have a good time racing with WERA at Road Atlanta.
And coming into this event, Semoff Brother Racing on the Yamaha is leading in points. Army of Darkness is second in points. Arclight Suzuki is third in points as we see Steve Karson and the Team Chicago R6. Tapeworks is fourth. Crotch Rocket is fifth. Carlisle is sixth. Psycho Speed Race is seventh. And Team Chicago is in eighth place. Arclight Suzuki has got the work cut out for them as we wait for the start of this 6-hour national endurance. Everybody off the grid. They go up the hill, coming out of turn 2. Semoff Brother Racing's up front on that Yamaha R1 1000. It's like Arclight Suzuki's in second. Through the S's. Head down this chute. Semoff Brother was like Glenn Zarek on that R1 1000 Yamaha. Third place is like Carlisle Racing, also on a 1000 Yamaha as they go through the back turn. Arclight is doing everything they can to draft that 1000 Yamaha. Semoff Brother Racing still up front. So wait for him to come to turn 2. Down through the S's. Semoff Brother on that Yamaha Rai EBC Motul Sprocket Special Tobacco D&D Exhaust Yamaha. Arclight, Carlisle, Psycho Speed, Crotch Rocket. 99 is Army of Darkness. They're second in points as we swing the camera. Steve Karson is right in the pack. Look at him go, passing one bike going into that corner. Steve Karson is flying out here. Crotch Rocket, Team Matrix. Steve Karson is on the move. So we head down this back chute. Semoff Brother is still up front on that 1000 Yamaha. Arclight Suzuki, sponsored by Suzuki, Pirelli, Motion Pro, Yashimura Factory, EBC, Silkleen, Fox. Steve Karson comes by on the Team Chicago YZF Yamaha dealers, 4 and 6 prepared. And he's making tracks. Tries to make the move on Tapeworks. The rest of the bikes go filing by. And now headed down this long back straightaway. Semoff is still up front. This 1000 Yamaha. Arclight Suzuki second. Looks like one of the boys from Team Matrix, they're on the move. Steve Karson's got around Tapeworks. And we've got this bike set up, and we got to thank Bangarang Controls out of Michigan supplied us with the rear sets, because on this Yamaha with the stacked transmission to make the engine short, they run the shaft through the frame, and we had to conquer that problem. So let's go check out the Bangarang setup on the Team Chicago R6. By looking at the R6, you can see the shift shaft is outside the frame as we flip the mechanism upside down so we can shift backwards or GP style. Now we're at the Bangarang manufacturing facility just north of Detroit, Michigan, cut out of billet aluminum. This automated system. Sam handles all the research, development. As we see here, this rear set plate going through the final phase. And now that the bracket is cut out, putting on the brake side, mounting the master cylinder onto the bracket, putting this bracket on the rough side. We use the stock Yamaha brake pedal. Put the pin in for the master cylinder. Brakes work fine. And while Sam has his rear set components tested in the lab, it's the testing on the racetrack, as we can see from these deflection charts. It's the testing at the track that makes the difference, and Team Chicago is going to be doing the testing for Bangarang. The Schmitt brothers still up front. So we get halfway through this first hour. Arclight Suzuki's running second. 1-800 crotch rocket on that 750 Suzuki is running third. You see Carlisle right behind them down this long straightaway. Steve Karson, he's ahead of Army of Darkness. Got Team Extreme ahead of them. They head down this back chute. Does that R6 have more power than the Suzuki of Army of Darkness? As we're getting ready to call Steve Karson in, a red flag came out, and Steve happened to run out of gas. He made it back to the pits, but the tank is completely empty, and I'm going to have to start from the pits and take a one-lap penalty.
No, get that out of here.
Okay. I wrote down pick up right. Go.
Well, we're into the second hour with the restart. I hate not leaving with the pack. But let's take a look at Road Atlanta. Turn 1, this is right-hander, leads you up the hill. Turn 2 to the right, turn 3's to the left. We got this round, I don't know if just turn 4, but this leads you into the S's. You got this left-hander, this chute, leads you to the far corners. 2 downshifts on the gas. Brake hard. Get through this tight corner. Now you got this long straightaway. You work your way up through the gears. Over the ridge. Tuck in. High-speed corner to the right. That leads you to the new section. Just left-right. Got rid of gravity cavity. And under the bridge. 1 shift up. If you do it right, be all the way on the outside edge of the track and on the gas and down the front straightaway. And there's a vehicle out on the track. Somebody must have went off. They're out there picking up a bike. Semoff brothers still leading. Arclight Suzuki. It's like Psycho Speed Racing has moved up. They're up to 3rd place. 1-800 Crotch Rocket on the 750 Suzuki's running in 4th. Army of Darkness has dropped back to 7th. Neighbor of the Beast with Daryl Sawyer riding with Melissa Burkhoff. I'll tell you, Daryl loves riding this track. And they are running in 8th place. As we get into the latter part of the 2nd hour, almost time for me to turn the bike over to Steve Karson. But after 2 complete hours, Arclight Suzuki got around Semoff brother. Might have been a pit stop in there. Psycho Speed is in 3rd place. 4th place is 1-800 Crotch Rocket. D&D Racing's running 5th. Paramount Racing 6th. Army of Darkness 7th. 8th is Neighbor to Beat. 9th is Team Matrix. And 10th is Rapid Transit. Leaning Lizards 11th. And with that penalty, Team Chicago has dropped back to 20th place in the 2nd hour. We lost a complete lap here. We're only getting about 45 minutes at Road Atlanta because of the high speed of this track. And this Yamaha is using up that gas. Now, Steve Karson is on the Team Chicago YZF as we watch D&D Racing. And at 750 Suzuki, they moved themselves into 3rd place. It's like Team Extreme. They're running in our class. They're running in 12th. Number 206, Team Extreme, another team out of Georgia. Leaning Lizards, they're in 13th. And yet Kirstein's, Team Green, Theo's Wheels. As Steve Karson comes by, boy, is he making a move on Army of Darkness? No, Army of Darkness got a little bit more horsepower this time down the back chute. Paramount is making a good run. They're up to 7th. Paramount at 750 as Arclight is now in the lead. And down the back chute. As the bikes go by, another red flag comes out. And as we wait for the restart, this is 2:46 into the race, green flag. Bikes come off the grid, head up the hill. Swing the camera looking at the back straightaway. Coming down to wait for the leaders. Up front, then number 44. 44, that's D&D Racing from Dawsonville, Georgia. Sponsored by Hill Concrete and Foundation, Yamaha Suzuki of Canton. Looks like Dale Davenport's leading the charge as Arclight moves down on the inside as the rest of the teams come under the bridge. Pit stop starting. Some of these riders are taking 1 lap and then coming in, refueling. So we swing back over. Waiting for the leaders. Semoff starting to stretch that lead a little bit, but I'll tell you, these bikes are so close. Army of Dark, no, that's Neighbor of the Beast is running 4th. Steve Karson's up to 6th on this restart. Boy, he's really hauling out there. We see Rapid Transit go back into the pits. Time to refuel. The only handicap on that new bike, the R6, we can only go 45 minutes and we're running out of fuel. But after 3 hours of racing, it's Arclight Suzuki up front, Semok Brother Racing second, D&D Racing third, Army of Darkness is up to fourth, Psycho Speed's in fifth, Rapid Transit's in sixth, Paramount Racing's in seventh, Team Chicago's in 8th place, Team Matrix in 9th, and Neighbor of the Beats is in 10th place. Steve Karson made up for that lost lap. And now it's my turn to take over on the Team Chicago R6.
I got it.
They head out. 3 hours complete, going into the 4th hour of the 6-hour National Endurance at Road Atlanta. Whoa! Problems in the pits. Did Arclight Suzuki go down? Doesn't look like there's any damage as they come in through these far corners. And head on out down the straightaway. The R6 Yamaha is running absolutely perfect. Uh-oh, looks terminal. It's been reported that the cam chain could have broke again. This is the second one for the season. Moving next to me on Leaning Lizard, number 71. It's Dave Combs on the Kawasaki Team Green, Theo's Wheels, Kirstein Cycle. And I'll tell you, this Mr. Combs, he really hauls. That Kawasaki's running great. The problem with Arclight, up front, it's now Semok Brother Racing in the lead. D&D Racing is running second. Army of Darkness has moved up to third. Arclight is listed in fourth. Psycho Speed is running fifth. Rapid Trans is sixth. 1-800 Crotch Rockets running in seventh. Eighth place is Neighbor to Beats. Ninth place, Team Matrix. 10th place is Paramount Racing, and Team Chicago's in 12th place. And I'm going to be turning the bike over to Steve Karson as we continue the battle. Steve Karson is on the Team Chicago YZF 4 and 6 prepared R6 Yamaha. It seems like he always wants to hook up with Army of Darkness. Tapeworks is right behind him, number 4, and these guys are running ahead of us, but Steve Karson is on a mission to make up for that lap penalty that we had, and he's got to go beyond the whole field. See these bikes heading into the switchbacks. 686 is Team Matrix on that fender bender, quick time Psycho Sales, Kawasaki, and they're running in 9th place. They're 1 lap up on us. Coming into pits now, Semok Brother Racing, Glenn Zarek. Boy, with this new gas tank, they can go an hour and a half, I believe, and he looks beat. It's 90 degrees. They can take it easy. They got laps on D&D. In fact, they got 6 laps on D&D, and with the Arclight out, these guys just got to take it easy and finish. Make no mistakes. 44 is running second. Boy, these guys are hauling. On that 750 Suzuki. After 5 hours of racing out here, Road Atlanta, Semok Brother Racing, number 1 is up front in that 1000 Yamaha. Number 44, D&D Racing second, Army of Darkness 99's third. Number 8, Crotch Rocket is running in 4th. 77, Psycho Speed Racing is running in 5th. Neighbor of the Beast is up to 6th. Rapid Transit's running 7th. Paramount is running 8th. Steve Karson has got Team Chicago up to 9th place. Team Matrix is in 10th, and now it's my turn to ride.
It just turned the hour. So we're gonna do a splash, put 2 gallons in, put you on for the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Just
watch for my signal.
That it?
That's it. So,
And on my last ride out here, Road Atlanta, for the 6-hour National Endurance, and I got to improve my lap times. This bike is definitely better than I am. As I come out at turn 1, so I can chase down one of these bikes, but they're up to speed. If I know the tires are up to temperature, I can get on it right away. Head downhill into the S's. Semlock Brother Racing on there, 1000 Yamaha is still up front, but D&D, that's the story of this race. At 750 Suzuki in the pits now, Tapeworks, and they're right behind us in 13th place. Also a team, but they're ahead of us, is Rapid Transit on his 900 Honda from Tennessee, on their Sidman Racing Honda Chattanooga. This is Neighbor of the Beast, and they're up in front of us. In fact, they got 2 laps on us, riding with Melissa Burkhoff. It's like Max McAllister, the man from Dynamic Traction or Traction Dynamics. They got 2 laps on us. Let's see if I can catch this bike. They're on a 600 Suzuki. I know I got more horsepower and more top end speed. Neighbor of the Beast. This team run by Melissa Burkhoff and is sponsored by Barber's, Army of Darkness, Traction Dynamics, Walt Schaefer Cycle Supply. And besides Melissa and Max McAllister, Daryl Sayer is out there. And he's really fast out here. Head down this back chute, tuck in. Definitely got more speed. I'm gonna be able to capitalize on it. You know, I like the switchbacks here instead of gravity cavity. I have not learned how to use it to my advantage. Getting a good drive. See if I can hit the point, swing wide, use all the track, get on the gas. He's going to the outside. I'll dive down on the inside. And eyes get around him. Second place, D&D Racing moves by me. D&D Racing on that Hill Concrete and Foundation, Yamaha Canton, and that's Dale Davenport. And he's hauling out here. You talk about local track advantage. This guy is running really fast. But as we come to the close, we're 5 hours and 40 minutes in. Semlock Brother Racing is leading. D&D to watch Army of Darkness. D&D's in second, Army of Darkness in third, 1-800 Crotch Rockets in fourth, and let's go make the final pit stop.
enough? How much time is left?
That should be enough. Yeah, there's only 20 minutes left.
As Steve Karson heads out on the Team Chicago YZF, Tapeworks is a team on the move. They moved up from 13th to 9th. Going into pits now is 77. Psycho Speed getting their last splash of gas, and they're in 5th place. They're up front. D&D is on the move. They're in second. Number 44, Army of Darkness. Boy, they're set for another podium finish. They're running in third. 22 is Nielsen Racing. As you see, Glenn Zareff come flashing by the long straightaway. Semlock Brothers is going to really pad their point lead. Tapeworks has moved themselves up to 9th place. Neighbor of the Beast is in 8th place, and Neighbor of the Beast is in 2nd place in Middleweight SuperStock, Paramount 7th. Rapid Transit is winning Middleweight SuperStock, and they're in 6th place as Steve Karson goes charging on, trying to make up that lost lap. But I think we're running out of time as Steve heads down onto the front straightaway. That one lap penalty is going to come back to bite us, because Semoff Brother Racing going on to pick up the win. D&D is second, Army of Darkness third, 1-800-Crotch Rocket as we watch Semoff pick up the checkered flag. Crotch Rocket's fourth, Psycho Speed fifth, Rapid Transit sixth, Paramount seventh, Neighbor the Beast eighth, Tapework ninth, Team Matrix 10th, Team Extreme 11th, and we ended up 12th. And as Glenn Zara comes into victory circle, Semoff is leading overall. Army of Darkness, Arclight, Tapeworks, Crotch Rocket, Psycho Speed, and Team Chicago 7th.
Music for the show provided in part by Engine, Mike Preetz, Intrigue, and Travesty. And all this music recorded at Fireside Studios, Westchester, Illinois. And a special thanks to Dennis Torres and WERA for the additional video footage. I could not have done the show without that footage. For information on WERA, America's road race leader, it's WERA.com, WERA.com. On Facebook, it's WERA.roadracing. Road Atlanta information is RoadAtlanta.com. On Facebook, Road Atlanta for more information. To contact me, and I love to hear from my audience, it's teamdan45@gmail.com. And remember, you can always search on YouTube with Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing for great motorcycle racing action, Dan Schmitt Politics to learn what makes America great. And I highly encourage you to visit the World of Motorcycle Museum. They're in Winamac, Indiana. They are 4 miles south of North Judson, and that's on Indiana Highway 39. Give them a call first at 574-896-3172. It's a great trip and a great collection of motorcycles.